Make sure you can hear me. All right. So I want to share a quick message. My team wants me to go live, so they booked this on my calendar. So I'm going live. I'm like, what should I talk about? So one of the things that I experienced recently in my own business is I kind of blew up my sales team. Like I moved somebody into client success. It was my closer, and then I had two setters quit. Because we only had two, and then I kind of decimated the sales team, and then we really focused heavily on our product for like the last 3 years. We weren't really focused on closing deals. We had business coming in, but it wasn't like a big focus. We really just wanted to decrease churn, which is a big issue in coaching businesses, and keep our clients longer, and to make sure they're getting a lot of value and making a lot of money. And we just really spend a lot of time beefing up our programs and making our programs better. So we've got an amazing program. And it's because I worked with mentors and coaches to figure out what are they doing that works so well? How have they built such amazing programs? And so I eat my own dog food. I am part of masterminds, multiple right now. I have mentors, I have coaches I work with. I get training material. I'm always looking for help. I study, I read books, always investing. And but I've been out of the sales game for a while, and I started doing sales, and I had this awesome pitch deck. I was showing everything, and I was trying to do all these quick short calls and just showcase a ton of value, and just to get as many as possible, because we had so much opportunity. Like, we have lots of leads and lots of contacts, and we've got the podcast going, we've got the Facebook group going. We capture leads in a lot of different ways. And so I was trying to just go through. And what used to work for me in the past is I would just spend a lot more time with people. And so it took some of my coaches and mentors recognizing this. And one of my mentors, he says, your breakthrough is on the other side of embarrassment. And so I had to be willing to get humble and to reach in my groups that I was in and say, hey, I'm struggling right now to close deals. I don't know what's going on. Like, I've, I would crush it in the past. And I think part of it was just I wasn't enjoying sales. I wasn't enjoying it anymore. And I think it's because it was just like it was like a duty. It was something I was doing, and it was the same every time. And they're like, "Well, what worked in the past?" And so I started just slowing down. I started spending a lot more time with people. My typical sales calls are at least 50 minutes to an hour now, and I just hang out with these people and figure out how can I help them. I go deep with them. I figure out what struggles do they really have? What's the impact of this? What's the long-term impact if they don't solve this? And that depth matters. So instead of me just trying to crank out a sales message, going through a pitch deck and get everything and show them how awesome the program is, I'm really trying to figure out how can I help them before I get into any of that. So I'm spending a lot more time. And this probably seems very obvious to all of you. And in hindsight, it's very obvious to me, right? Figure out their pain, figure out what they need, support them, make it about them, right? Ask more questions, talk less. We know these things, but sometimes we're too close to the fire and we miss this. And so this is some of the value that I bring to my clients as well. Sometimes they're just too close to the fire. They're like, I don't know why this isn't working. I don't know why people aren't showing up to my calls. I don't know why I'm not getting a result when I do a cold call or do outreach. And so it's very easy to solve these problems if you're not in the problem, like you're outside of it and you are external to it and you can look at it objectively. This is why it's important, even for people that are really good at certain things, to have their own mentors, to have peers, to have people they can bounce ideas off of. This is what we wanted to create by our mastermind here at DoorGrow that we have for our clients. There's a cohort. And so, I met with several people in my mastermind, like different salespeople, giving me feedback, helping me understand. And I'm like, oh, I know all this stuff. And so just resurrecting some of the stuff that I'd done in the past. So we started spending even more time before even letting people into the mastermind, taking them through a planning and discovery process, spending like at least 4 sessions with them to dig deep into their business, stuff like this. And these kind of things increase the close rate. So I've been closing deals and getting people in the mastermind. And we've got this great program that we've spent the last 3 years just really improving. And so that's my message to all of you today is sometimes you got to go back to what was working in the past, but sometimes also you need to be willing to not look great. You need to be willing, especially among your peers that can help you, especially among your mentors. You need to be willing to ask for help and to get support. And a lot of times as entrepreneurs, we're stubborn. We think we can figure it out. We don't want other people to know that we're not doing well or we're struggling with something. And we all struggle. That's part of business. That's part of being a good steward and a good business owner and a CEO of a company is you have to be willing to take ownership of every problem that's going on in the business. You have to be willing to humble yourself and get the support and the help that you need because you're taking care of everybody on your team and you're taking care of your family. And so, um, and that's something I've always been willing to do. I've always been willing to say, I don't know something. I've always been willing to say, give me feedback. I'll take it. And because I love to learn, and I've learned that the only way to really learn, just like my mentor says, your breakthrough is on the other side of embarrassment. The only way to really learn something is you have to be willing to be wrong. And you have to be willing to let people know you are struggling. You have to be willing to get support. You have to be willing to ask for help. And this is one of the core reasons of why we have businesses as business owners is to get support. Otherwise, you wouldn't have a team, you wouldn't have a business, you would just be a freelancer, you do it all on your own. But we build businesses so we can have more support, so we don't have to wear every hat, so we don't have to do every role in the business. And in order to not wear every hat in the business, you have to have a good team, you have to have support. Part of getting support is you need to be able to reach up. You need mentors, you need guides, you need people that are ahead of you in the game of whatever you're trying to accomplish. People that have done what you are trying to do, people that have had success helping others do what you are trying to do. So if you are a property management business owner and you're struggling to add doors, like you didn't add 100 or 200 or 300 doors in the last year, you're struggling to grow your business. You're spending a lot of money on advertising. It's not working. I just got off the phone with a guy who's spending $2,000 a month on internet marketing stuff. And he's done this for a year. And I mean, that's like 24 grand of wasted money, right? It hasn't gotten a return. And I know like we can help. We could help solve that problem. We could eliminate that advertising expense. He could put it towards joining our mastermind. We could help him grow, scale. He could easily make all that money back and replace that money that he lost with those bad investments of doing marketing. And so don't be afraid to invest. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Don't be afraid to reach out and ask for help. And if there are those of you that would like some help, I'd be happy to get on a call with you, show you how we do what we do, help you see so it's clear to you that we can help you and have a conversation. See if you'd be a good fit for our program and if you're willing to do the things that are required to get the results that you want. If you really want it, then you'll probably do what's required. And we can have a conversation about that and see if you'd be a fit for our cohort and our mastermind, our program, and see if you would fit in with these growth-minded property managers that I really believe are the game changers in the industry that we attract. And so we would love to help you and support you. So if you would like to have a conversation with me, just reach out to me. You can send me a DM, say, hey, Jason, I'd love to get on your schedule, and we'll get you taken care of. So don't be afraid to ask for help. Don't be afraid to get support. It's required. The slowest path to growth as a business owner is to try and do it all yourself. It's to believe you are the only one with all the answers. It's to believe you're the only one and it's all up to you. And so the fastest way to grow is to involve others and to reach out for help and to be vulnerable. And so hopefully my vulnerability on this call helps inspire you a little bit. Always be willing to be vulnerable and ask for help. And especially if you're paying for a coach or a mentor, like when you have struggles or problems, a lot of times I notice entrepreneurs kind of clam up. They don't want to like be seen by their coach or their mentor or their peers as not doing well or struggling. That's when you really need them. That's when you should be letting them know, hey, I'm struggling. I haven't made progress in the last month or two or last year. I need your help. So reach out, get the support that you need. And we might be a fit. There's plenty of other property management consultants, coaches, and mentors out there. They might be a good fit. We're perfectly willing and happy to be your second or third coach, and hopefully your best. But get the support that you need. And if there's anything that I can do to support or help you, reach out to us. This is what we do. Our mission at Dorgo is to transform property management business owners. We want to transform you and your business. And I know that by transforming you, the business will transform by default. And so we really focus on the individual. We focus on the people and helping you grow. So hopefully this has been helpful for some of you that might be struggling. And reach out to us. You can check us out at dorgo.com. Until next time, to our mutual growth. Bye, everyone.